Beerzerker! Alright! It is Sleeman's Honey Brown Lager! And we're gonna drink it up, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So, we got snow on the bottle. Probably not too cold. Let's just find out how cold. We'll pour this epically, you know what I'm saying?
Alright, it's Sleeman, Honey Brown Lager. Coming in at 5.2% alcohol, you all the way from Guelph, Ontario. Alright, it's Sleeman, Honey Brown Lager. Coming in at 5.2% alcohol, you all the way from Guelph, Ontario. Alright, it's Sleeman, Honey Brown Lager. Coming in at 5.2% alcohol, you all the way from Guelph, Ontario. Alright, it's Sleeman, Honey Brown Lager. Coming in at 5.2% alcohol, you all the way from Guelph, Ontario. Alright, it's Sleeman, Honey Brown Lager. Coming in at 5.2% alcohol, you all the way from Guelph, Ontario.
Okay, so that's a pretty bizarre amount of head that comes out of this beer for not being all that bitter. In fact, a lot of the bitterness I'm finding is coming from the malts. And a lot of the hops, a lot of the hoppy flavors kind of remind me a lot of what I'm getting out of certain domestic pale lagers. So I mean, there are some similarities between your regular domestic pale lager and this, even though it's Mars in color. The hops are reminds me of certain Molson products and stuff. And this head is a little bit. There's got to be some kind of enhancement or something. I don't. It's just like Jello. It's like I'm not tasting the IBUs in this beer that would typically bring that type of natural head. So this is one beer that you could drink a bit warmer, though. I'm not real down on Sleeman Honey Brown Lager or anything. It's definitely a good beer for the masses, and it's an alternative to your domestic pale. They have a domestic amber kind of thing, and yeah, I don't dislike it. Sometimes your palate's conditioned to appreciate these type of beers a little bit more than others, kind of thing. So. Kind of nectarish, you know. You're getting all that crystallized barley or caramelized malts that are bringing the amber color. It's a very nice amber color. Not a bad flavor. This is a little bit of the domestic pale-ishness that's coming to the table. That's a little bit hop-wise, maybe yeast-wise. That's kind of maybe just kicking it down a little bit for me. It's not a bad beer. I definitely would pick this over about 95% of the domestic pale lagers out there. There are a couple domestic pales I may take over this. I'd probably take a Rolling Rock or a Tiger over this, but you know, up against Molson Canadian, I'd take this like 9 times out of 10. So it's a pretty good beer. Definitely a great one for barbecue chicken, that type of food. I think a lot of people would really like this. As for beer snobs, you're not going to be really fully blown away by it or anything, but it's definitely drinkable. But it is tasting a little mass produced and a little bit enhanced, maybe. And that head is just a little bit. I just don't see that. That's from that sugar that doesn't ferment. They call it Carapils malts. I think is the name for it. I think I would almost. I'm not saying that's what they did. I'm not saying that I know that that's what happened there. I'm just saying that that would be kind of a suspicion that I would lean towards. But yeah, it is pretty tasty though. In some ways, very refreshing. Not exactly my bag, but it's a 7 out of 11, or 7.5 out of 11. I definitely take this over um, almost all domestic pale lagers almost all the time. So that's really saying something, and I think that's been key to their success. They do have a pale lager as well. They just came out with an oak one, which I had at Buddy's house, um, and it was really good. I really did like the oaked one. I can't remember what the name of it is now, but they have their original lager, which is their pale, and then they have a few other ones you can get in tasters packs, and they got ones that are available in different parts of Canada that we may not get here and stuff. So, um, I think it is. It's kind of like in the same league as Rickards Red. It's that type of beer, like it's in that market kind of thing, and I think that that's a pretty good place to be in because it is going to have repeat customers. There's people that just drink Sleeman, so they've got a loyal customer base and stuff. So it's definitely a good business model. As for craft beer snobs, you're not going to really be too. I mean, you probably knew that before you tuned in, you know. But it's definitely a pass. There's no question. It's definitely a passable beer, and it's a little bit better than most domestic pales. Just a little bit of um, um, kind of mass-produced flavors that I would notice as I like things more a little more rugged and organic tasting. But I say yeah, 7.5. That's all there is. The hops are kind of a little bit. There's a little bit of metallic in the finish, maltiness all through the middle. No aftertaste. It's completely clean. The head's performing excellently, although I don't think it'll last. It's just like a gelatin type head, just shaking. Um, it's lacing, of course, and definitely tasting that the crystal malts are bringing the amber and stuff. So, but other than that, there's no surprises, no bitterness, not much nastiness to it. Just really subtle stuff that I'm finding with the bitterness, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's an okay bitterness. Just coming off a bit metallic, a bit like old style Pilsner hop, or a little bit Molson like in a way. But I think all in all, I would take Sleeman stuff over Molson.
Yeah, drink your Sleeman, you know what I'm saying?